Welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge. In today's episode, we have our last two games of the African Champions League group stage. As you can see, since you last left us, we are still in the cup. We are still in the league. The group kind of phase is not done. There's 14 games. I thought it was done for some reason. We are still top of the group. We've lost 1 and won 11. To be fair to CSS Facts, they've actually won 10 and lost 2. So they're actually doing okay. The one loss was to them as well. So we're doing okay in the league. In the Champions League, we are doing quite well as well. We obviously played the first 2 games on camera. We then played Pyramids off camera. We did lose that one 3-2. It was quite a back and forth game though, so I don't feel too bad about it. And we then beat Dijaliba off camera 5-2 as well. So that means we are 6 points ahead of Al Hilal Omdurman, who are the first team we play today. So as long as we don't lose that game, we will be through to the knockouts. Obviously, Pyramids winning all 4 are already through. Top 2 go through to the quarterfinals, so we will thankfully, hopefully, fingers crossed, be into the quarterfinals, into the knockouts for the first time. We went out in the group last season, so hopefully we can do a little bit better. We've also had the January transfer window, and quite a bit's gone on, so let's go through it all. So first we'll go over the exits. So Jan Valery already had a deal agreed, which you knew of. He joined, kicked up a fuss straight away, barely played, sold him on for 1.6 million. So for someone who joined in the summer on a free, 1.5 million for someone who's barely played. Good stuff. Gabriel Flores, our youngster who joined us on a free from Colo Colo. Last season, he, again, barely played, went out on loan, didn't really play too much either. Team from Chile came in for him, 3.9 million. No brainer. So he's gone. Slimani is off to is already off to Shanghai Port. Obviously, he was a little bit of an odd one because he was already here at the club. He was Tunisian. I liked having him around, but he was kind of a backup now that we have Stefan Toure. And when Shanghai Port came in with 10 million, well, they actually came in with 3 million. I said 10, and they just accepted it. So I should have asked for more. But 10 million for him, it's crazy. Absolutely has massively cleared our debt. His transfer. So yeah, there was a no-brainer there. Pablo Angulo was another one, obviously joined us on a free. Played a little bit near the end of the last season, not really this season. Went out on loan for the first half of the season, came back in January, sold him on to a team in Colombia for 1.2 million. Wasn't really going to be used. Gonzalez, our backup right back, joined us, barely played, went out on loan, and then they decided to buy him. 650k for a player who barely played. Sergey kicking up a fuss, couldn't settle. Looked like he settled all right with 5 goals. 11 goals and 16 overall, 8 assists. He was very, very good. I didn't want to see the back of him, but we did sign a replacement, and we sold him for 4.4 million. So 2 million spent, and then in the same window, doubled our money on him. So I'm happy with that. He was a good player, so it was a shame, but he was kicking up a fuss. He wasn't happy with the squad depth. He wasn't happy with. He just couldn't settle. All this kind of stuff. He was just constantly complaining, ruining the dynamics. So. Didn't want to keep him around when we already signed a replacement, which we'll cover. And then Diego Romero, who I guess we'll also cover as a signing. He was playing in Peru. He was available on a free in January because apparently in Peru their contracts are out in January. Or maybe it was February. Is it January? I don't know. I can't remember. We couldn't register him. We maxed out our foreign players with some of the other signings, and we basically just loaned him back out. So he kicked up a fuss that he wasn't registered for the league. I was going to keep him as a second choice for the Champions League, but he wasn't happy with just that. He is a good player, to be fair, but at 30 years old, he probably wants to be playing. He's went out on loan. We'll probably just sell him next season. He's got a good bit of valuation as well, so we'll probably just sell him. And then in terms of the incomings, we signed Junior Guerrero. He joined us on a free. It was a pre-contract. We already agreed. He joins us from America de Cali. As you can see, he was having a very good season in 2031, 10 assists and 2 goals in Colombia. He's 21 years old, Colombian. He's a centre mid, so we're retraining him to play defensive midfielder, probably more of a playmaker. So he's basically our Slimani replacement. And then our striker replacement is Alexander Lukic. He was at Vojvodina, who was the team we got our right mid from as well. He's clearly had some pretty good seasons last couple of seasons, or pretty much ever since he got into the team. 1.4 million. Pretty cheap deal for someone who's clearly quite good. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. So Looks very, very good. He's already unhappy as well, saying he can't settle. So hopefully he will settle and everything will be okay. Juan Aguadelo, another one, was out of contract in Colombia. America de Cali again. Joins us on a free. He's going to be our new starting centre-back, 22-year-old. Looks very, very good. 3.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. So he joins us on a free. Then Abu Fofana was out of contract at the end of the year. He was a young Dutch midfielder. We brought him in on a pre-contract. We could then sign him early, so we did, because it was only 135k and we had lots of money to spend. Couldn't register him, and he kicked up a fuss saying he wants to leave the club. So after like 2 days of being at the club, we couldn't register him for the league, and we're going to probably sell him on. So it's a shame, because I actually think he's got a bit of potential. I actually would like to use him, but he's kicking up a fuss, just like Romero. So we can, as you can see, we signed them late in the window. I didn't really think about it, the registration. I kind of forgot that we were maxed out. So that was my bad. So as you can see, yeah, they're all in there. That's for the Champions League. Yeah, for the league, as you can see, a couple of players unregistered. Azzy, we are trying to move on. Still haven't been able to move him on. He's got a contract till 2034, so he might just be kind of sitting around forever. So we can't use him, unfortunately. We can still use him in the Champions League, but I don't really want to. So there'll just be a backup problem. But all this has kind of created a little bit of a dynamics issue. I mean, as you can see, atmospheres and managerial support and cohesion's all still pretty good. But there's just a couple of players unhappy. Koulibaly had an offer from like Al Sadd, I think it was, but it was like 7 million. I said I need 11.25. He was happy with that. No one's came in with that. Lukic is unhappy because we didn't sign anyone. I don't know who he wants me to sign. He's finding it difficult to settle in. But he's had a decent start. He's played 2 games. He's had 1 goal and 2 assists. So he looks like a very good replacement for Sergei already. And then Fofana, obviously unhappy with being left out of the squad. We tried to loan him out. We tried to move him on. But a couple of teams from the Eredivisie interested, but no one's actually came in for him. So we'll kind of just play it by ear. We also brought up this guy who's the 5-star potential young striker I was talking about. He doesn't seem to be getting any better in the under 21, so I've kind of just promoted him with the hopes that we can use him as a backup, loan him out. He's made his debut since coming in. Obviously, he made his debut a couple seasons ago as well, but we did bring him in, and he did quite well on his little start. So yeah, so we had a game pretty close in between our last Champions League game, so we kind of just rotated the squad so everyone would be fit for this. So yeah, a little bit of a nightmare, I guess, in terms of dynamics, but hopefully this stuff should sort itself out. Obviously, Fofana will probably leave, and then the rest. I mean, there's no one like agreeing on everything, so we should be okay. So for our Champions League game, this is the team that we've pretty much been playing. Knezovic is injured, so he's probably the only one that would normally be in the starting 11, but he isn't. But this is the starting 11 as it stands. So we got Mamishi in goal, back 4 of Cuervo, Agudelo making his YouTube video debut, Rajabu and Koulibaly, Toure and Jabali in midfield, Yahya filling in for Knezovic, and Hamidi on the wing. Lukic making his YouTube debut up top with Angua. So as long as we don't lose this game, we will be through, we will be qualified into the quarterfinals, which will be next episode, provided we get there. Even if we do lose this, they still would need to win their last game, which they're against Tijaliba, so there's a good chance they would. As long as we don't lose, we should be okay. I need to... we've missed a goal. That's really my bad. I forgot to change it over to key highlights. Can we go back and watch the goal? Is that a thing you can do? There we go. My bad. I forgot to move it off the commentary only just to get through the games quicker. I've been going off commentary only. Well, clearly Lukic's problems about not being able to settle haven't really bothered him because he's already got himself a goal very early, which is great for us. Does give us that 3 points, which, like I said, we only need a point really, but it does allow us to very comfortably finish in a top 2 spot. As you can see, it seems like the other teams in and around us or kind of like the other teams in the groups are kind of getting similar results. Al Ahly are top of their group. We know them. Kaizer Chiefs, Zamalek, Kaizer Chiefs, South African, Zamalek, Egypt, Casablanca from Morocco. Don't know where Satifa from. Sundown, South Africa, and obviously Pyramids are an Egyptian team. So they did win the Champions League last season. They beat Al Ahly in the final, so it does seem like a bit of a Egyptian fest, I guess, in the Champions League finals. But hopefully we can break that. It does seem to be our kryptonite whenever we come up against them. Obviously, we played Al Ahly twice in the group last year, and then we played Pyramids in the group and lost to them this year. So we do have a second game against Pyramids, which will be the second game of the episode. So even though it's not really anything to play for, I kind of want to show it on camera to show us where it could be difficult for us to win games. Obviously, if we draw one of those two in the knockouts, that could be pretty much our exit. If we get them in a final, though, it is a two-legged final. Cat is going crazy in the background. Always seems to be when I'm recording, the cat's going mad. Yeah, it's a two-legged thing, isn't it? So the quarters, the semis, and the final are all two legs in the African Champions League. So there's a good chance you can overcome a bad result, but it's not easy. I'm very concerned about this cat jumping up on stuff that they probably shouldn't be jumping on. It sounds like it's going to break, which is great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll focus on the Football Manager aspect, though. Try not to focus on the cat too much, even though she's making a lot of noise, being very, very irritating. Clearly doesn't know that I'm recording. Clearly not giving me any assistant manager advice like they usually do. But there you go. So, I mean, this is looking pretty comfortable, but besides the early goal, we've not really threatened them too much. So we'll just tell the boys, complacency. Similar sort of thing. Don't let the performance levels drop. But yeah, things are going well. Yahya, he's just another one. He's kind of like Trabelsi. Like, they've got that potential, but they're just never really... They don't seem to be getting much better. Like, they're just kind of staying the same. Our facilities and coaching are pretty good, so I think it's just... maybe they're not playing enough. I mean, they're getting lots of substitute appearances, but they're not like starting week in, week out. And maybe that's the reason why they're kind of starting to just mellow out and just kind of sitting around 2.5, 3-star players. They're never really improving from that. But we don't need to really worry about stuff like that too much because, again, this is a Hexagon Challenge. We're not here for life. So as long as they improve enough to be a useful member of the squad, that's pretty much all we need them for. We've already got our first team players. We still obviously have areas of the pitch where I look at and think, could we have a better player there? Probably. Lukic gets his second goal. He might have just been a touch offside though. But I do think there's like a couple areas. I think maybe right back, maybe centre midfield. Other than that though, I think all the rest of the squad are pretty strong. And I think we've got another top striker. Obviously we had Sergey. You probably didn't see him too much, to be honest, because we obviously played a lot of the early stuff off camera. But Lukic, I mean, he's almost got himself a very lucky hat-trick there. This cat is so irritating, I swear to God. He almost got himself a very lucky hat-trick there, getting in behind, but it would have been a good little smart move, but unfortunately, hit the post and nothing comes of it, but still plenty of time for him to get his hat-trick. It is 2-0. And it looks like we will be qualified through to the quarterfinals once this game's done, provided we do not mess it up. But we haven't really seen anything from Al Hilal to suggest they're going to actually do anything in this game besides absolutely hack Lukic down. Really fuming that he's doing well, and they've got himself sent off. So they're down to 10 men. Lukic doesn't seem to have been affected by the tackle at all, which is good. So we will... make a couple subs now that we're probably in the clear. Knezovic is still not fit. We'll bring Tilly on for his debut in front of you boys. We'll bring Trabelsi on the left. We'll take Stefan Toure off for Guerrero and swap him round. Guerrero still retraining to play as a deep line playmaker, so give him some time. Jabali can play ball winner, so that's fine. And we obviously want to give Tilly some game time. He's got some potential. He's an academy graduate, so want to try and give him some time at least when we probably have results wrapped up. It is only 2-0, but now that they're down to 10 men, we should be fine. Mamish making a big call to come out, but he was pretty calm with it and manages to take it down quite nicely. Yahya now on the ball on the right-hand side, plays it to Jabali, the skipper, into Cuervo, back to Yahya, and if Tilly can get himself in the box, well, I think they're down to 9 men. I really do. I think they're down to 9 men. I mean, that was another hacking challenge. They're down to 9 men. I mean, we can make even more subs now because there's no way they're getting back into this when they're down to 9 men. We'll bring Mabea on for Rajabu, who's a little bit unfortunate to lose his spot, actually, to be honest with you. We'll take Lukic off as well. We'll bring Amara on the left and swap him around with Yahya, as Yahya is trained to play on both sides now. One thing I think I've found on Football Manager is if you train a player in a different position, it can actually affect how much they grow current ability-wise. So it's like you teaching them to play somewhere else actually takes a little bit away from what their potential is. I don't know why that's the case, but it does seem to be a thing. Lukic picks up the ball, one of his last moves before he goes off, unfortunately, his pass. Not the best, but they're down to 9 men. I mean, they're going to really struggle attacking and defending now. They probably just need to damage control it. Yahya tries to get down his tries to get round his man down the right, but he can't. Comes all the way back to Cuervo, who whips it in, and Trabelsi heads it back for his 15th goal of the season. I'm saying he's not really progressing in terms of his ability, but in terms of his numbers, I mean, he's getting some very, very good numbers. Trabelsi, now let's not over egg it. A lot of these have been in the cup and what have you, but he does get his 15th of the season. Another good assist from Cuervo, who's having a bit of a man of the match performance if it wasn't for Lukic. Makes it 3-0. I mean, I think it's fair to say we're into the quarterfinals now, which is good. It's obviously gone much better than our Champions League group did last season. Was a bit of a mess up. This season, we've come much more prepared. Tilly almost gets his first goal for the club, but unfortunately hits the post, and nothing's going to come of it. But Mabea will play it out to Cuervo, who tries to play it in the middle, but unfortunately it is not a great ball, and they manage to clear into touch. Looks like we're just having a bit of fun now, trying to get more goals. Feel a bit bad for them down to 9 men. I don't know. Their striker's lopsided for some reason as well. Don't think he's really going to be doing much up there on his own. He doesn't do anything, and they didn't really test us all game. 3-0 win. We are through to the quarterfinals, and that is brilliant stuff. So we will play that second game against Pyramids, even though we're already qualified, just because it's a big game and we want to see how we can fare against the Egyptian side. So we'll come back for that. Well, this is interesting. I didn't know this was available. The Zamalek job have offered us an interview. Zamalek, obviously one of the bigger teams in Egypt. Sorry if the camera's moving the cats around the back. They're being very kooky tonight. Yeah. I mean, they've got a £200,000 wage bill. Are they better than us, though? Like, genuinely, are they that much better than us? They're a 3-star team. You know, because we've got all this money coming in now. I don't know. So where are they? They've got they're the biggest. I mean, they've got an 81,000-seater stadium. Cat, get out the way. Go on. Scoot your boat. Silly cat. I mean, they bring in 4.5 million, so they're not like as flush as... I mean, Al Ahly bring in 15 million, so they're not flush. They're down in 6th, but they've got some games in hand. So they could still win the league. Do we go to Zamalek? See, you have to win the league to get into the Champions League. But Pyramids are there as well. Hang on. How does this work? There must be the Egypt Cup. But the winner gets Confederation Cup. I don't understand it. How can there be 2 teams in the Champions League then? I don't know. I mean, you can only have 5 foreign players. Except Palestine counts as a non-foreign. In Egypt, I don't get that. Yeah, I guess it's pretty close. Yeah, I don't know. It's an odd one just because there's not 2 positions. Like, if we look at the past winners, they won it in 30-31. And they're in the Champions League. Hang on. Isn't there like 3... So we got Zamalek. There's 3 teams from Egypt in this. What? How did 3 teams get in? Zamalek, Al Ahly, and Pyramids. Okay. So did one of them win the cup? Pyramids won the cup, which should put them in the Confederations Cup, which is the second tier of Africa. African Confederations Cup. Did someone... But then... I was thinking maybe a team from Egypt won it, but they didn't. It was Future who were an Egyptian team. No, but Orlando Pirates won the last one. How is there 3 teams in this? How does it work? I don't understand it. I don't even know if I want it. How good are they? Should they be winning the league? They should be the 3rd best team. Season preview wise, they've got the best goalkeeper in the league. I mean, he doesn't look that much better than ours. I'm just wondering because we're already... This is the thing. If we join Zamalek, they're still in the Champions League as well. So if we join them, we will still be in the Champions League. So it's not like we join and then have to play Champions League next year. They're still in the Champions League. So we could still win it. But the question is, are they a better team than us? Are they? I mean, they can only get 5 foreign players. Are all of these better than our players? That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure they are. I'm not sure these are better players than us. And you can only have 5 foreign, whereas we get 10 foreign. Much better. I just don't think they're better than us. So, yeah, they might have more money, but they can't really spend it because you can only have 5 foreign players. So, 200k. I don't know. I just don't really know. Obviously, the fun thing would be we'd be playing a different league, but I don't know if we need to move. Like, I think we have a good enough... I feel like players like Angua are better than any... probably strikers they have. Same with Lukic. Like, looking at these numbers, like, let's look at our goalkeeper. He looks better than him. Like, he's got 14. Theirs had 12? I mean, we can't really see everything, but he looks like a better goalkeeper. And he's one of the foreign spots they're taking up. I don't think this is a step up. Now, it's interesting that they've came in. Very interesting. And they've got more money. I'm sure of it. But how much are we spending? I mean, we're spending we've got a 90k budget, so it's not a crazy amount. I guess if I moved my transfer budget into wage, it could probably be 200. So, yeah. And I mean, they've not really had a good season. They're not really getting on in the Champions League. I mean, they're not as good as a team from South Africa. Yeah. I think we decline it. I don't think we need to go. I think we're at a better club now. So all this pondering, I'm going to decline it. I think we're a better club. I think we're a better club. May live to regret it. If it was Al Ahly or Pyramids that was available, then I think I would take it. But I don't think it's better. I don't know who Future are. I think Al Ahly are the best team in Africa. I think that's fair to say. But either them or Pyramids would be the shout. But yeah, I mean, their league is just so confusing. How have 3 of them qualified for the Champions League? I just don't get it because, yeah, I don't get it. So, okay, whatever. We'll just carry on. So we'll go play Pyramids now. As our second game, but that was very odd. Very odd. It's nice to see though. We're wanted. We are wanted, but I just think, I think we've got better players. I think we've got better players here. I think we've got just about as much money now with all the money that's coming in the transfers. Yeah, I don't think we need to move. I think we can win the Champions League with Sahel. I really do. So for the second and last game of the episode, we are playing Pyramids. Our last game in the group. Obviously, we're already qualified, so it's really just to see whereabouts we are in comparison to them. And this is the team we're going with. We've got Mamish in goal, back four of Cuervo, Agudelo, Rajabu, and Koulibaly. Toure and Jabali in midfield. Knezovic, back from injury, not fully fit, but he can at least play the first half. On the wing with Hamidi. Trabelsi comes in for Lukic, who picked up a bit of a knock in training, and Angua up top. So, yeah, Lukic still available if we absolutely need him. Probably bring him on if we absolutely need him. Knezovic obviously not going to make the full 90 minutes either. He still needs to get up to fitness. So, yeah, but this is a big call. Obviously not taking the job, or at least going to the interview for Zamalek. I mean, we could have maybe done the interview and then just kind of seen what happened. But honestly, I just don't even want to mess with it because I think things are going well here. I mean, we've clearly done well in the group. I think we're a better team than we were last year. I think if this had came last year, we would have taken it. I think it would have been a step up last year. I don't think it's a step up now. We're both a 3-star club, so the amount of the quality of player we can bring in, pretty much the same. I don't know whether the Egyptian league being probably a fair bit better than the Tunisian league would probably make a little bit of a difference in the quality of player we can get in. But again, it's 5 foreign players. I think if the foreign rules were more lax than they are in Tunisia, then I probably might have taken it as well. But if with them actually being stricter, we were actually more limited on who we can bring in. And Saber Trabelsi, it's a little bit fortunate the ball just kind of pings to him, but he does get it in the back of the net. And I think, actually, to be fair, I think if we win this, we would go top of the group. Yeah, we would go top of the group. So we are level on points by winning this. And I think it goes on head-to-head. So I'm not sure how that works because we lost the first game and now we're winning this game. Not really sure how that works. But, yeah, like I said, I think we are making progress. I think the signings of Lukic, Agudelo, I think Knezovic, obviously Hamidi's been good since he's been playing more, and Gua's developed into a really top level striker. So I think we've got a team capable of winning the Champions League. I think it's just we need to get we need to do enough to go through, I guess, when we play the Egyptian side. Now, I really want to win today because it'd be the first time we've actually beaten an Egyptian side, and that is the concern, that we are struggling to close the gap. But we're not being offered one of the top teams. I guess we are. I guess they are a top team in Egypt. I just don't think they're that much better than us. And I don't even think they're better than us. Now, Pyramids, I think, are better than us. And I think it's clear by the fact that we faced them twice and we struggled twice. We are struggling now. After that early goal, they're clearly looking at the stats, having a better game than we are. So I don't know if we were being Pyramids or Al Ahly came in for us, then maybe there'd be a bit more temptation there just because they've got that pedigree of winning the Champions League. It's probably a little bit easier. Obviously, once we go in, we'd probably take some of the Sahel boys with us as well. But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel like a step up. It does seem like they've got a bit more money than us, but when you can only have 5 foreign players, how good's that money? I mean, it's not like the Egyptian national team is that great, right? It's not like you're going into a league where, you can only have 5 foreign players, but, if you were playing like Italy or something, that pool of players is so big. In Egypt, it's not huge, right? There's going to be, some good players, probably some good new gens and stuff, but in terms of top players, you're only talking about like 3 or 4 really, aren't you? So now obviously the quality of the league is not as high as a top player like a Salah and things like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit odd. Toure with an effort goes wide. I mean, we're holding our own in this game. It's just we do feel a little bit like a level below these lot. So maybe we'll live to regret it. Like I say, if the Al Ahly job or the Pyramids job does come available, then I think that would be one we'd probably apply for ourselves anyway, just because we do know it's that step up. Knezovic obviously struggling a little bit with his fitness, so we'll take him off for Yahya. But yeah, obviously we're missing Lukic today. He would have been a big plus. But to be fair, his replacement has scored. But Lukic obviously is probably better as a player. Trabelsi does really well though. Plays it to Angua. Trabelsi again plays it to Yahya. Lovely movement there. And Stefan Toure, I mean, that's the easiest chance of the game. He's 1-on-1. Whole goal to aim for. And he's put it wide. And maybe that's the quality of player we're lacking at this club. Just those really just good midfielders. I think a really good right back. Yeah, I don't know. Koulibaly does seem to struggle against the better teams as well, I've noticed. I was going to make a sub, but we've got a highlight, so we'll wait for it to play out. Bit of a longer episode, this, with all the shenanigans going on. Transfer special, rewind, 2 games, a job interview. Bit of a long thing. Don't even know what the title's going to be because there's so many different facets of things going on. But at least it's been interesting. That's the main thing. But we are trying to get forward. I mean, that's poor from Cuervo. He's just tried to knock it forward. Thankfully, we've done enough in defence so the highlight died out. We'll put Yahya on the left. You know what we'll do? We'll bring Trabelsi on, actually, play him on the left, and we'll risk putting Lukic on. I know he's not fully fit. He's a little bit injured, but we want to get Lukic on. We think he's a top boy. So we want to get on. As it stands, we will be finishing second, which I don't know if that means we'll play a team in top or whether it's kind of just a free-for-all in the quarters. I don't know if it's like seeded where first we'll play second or something like that. But looking at the teams left, I mean, as long as we avoid the Egyptian clubs, I'd be pretty confident. We've not played a team from South Africa either, so I don't really know what level we are against them. Yahya does put us ahead, though, to make it 2-1. We definitely look better than when we played Pyramids last time. Now, they may have rested some players because the game doesn't really matter. They're going to finish, they're going to qualify regardless, so maybe they've rested players, which would be a little bit disappointing to find out, but who knows? Stefan Toure can't get a shot on target. We need to stop teeing him up. Don't pass to Toure. He can't do it. We're going to take Jabali off, actually, for Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero coming on. We don't really have any other fullbacks or midfielders. Cuervo is getting a bit tired, so we will put Mabea out there. He's left-footed and a centre-back, but he'll have to do a job for 10 minutes or so. I have played him as a ball winner as well. We are just lacking a couple bit of depth, but again, this is the foreign player limit. Like, you just can't have that depth, and the Tunisian players, it's not very good. So I am struggling a little bit trying to make the team better whilst also staying within those rules. Obviously, in the Champions League, it doesn't matter, but players aren't happy missing out so many games in the league. So it is what it is. But we do win the game 2-1, which does actually see us finish top of our group, which is really good progress. And it shows, I think, that we're just as good now as some of the top teams in Egypt. If they're better than Zamalek and we've beaten them, I think that's a good sign. So we do finish top of our group, which means we are through the quarterfinals. We won't have too long to wait, so it's kind of mid-March and early April. So we'll play these 3 games in the group, in the cup, off camera, and then we'll come back for our quarterfinal game. I wonder if I just skip forward, whether we'll find out who it is we're playing. I imagine all the rest have been, all the games have been played. So we'll see if we skip forward a second, whether we get our team, we know who it'll be, or whether we will get a draw later down the line and we have to just wait for it. A lot of waiting. I'm doing a lot of clicking. I'm not seeing a team yet. I would think it'd be like the next day or something, wouldn't you? Like when they know all the results. So unless there's a draw or something that happens later, I'm not seeing one. We'll try going to the new month, see if that ticks it over. See if that's the tick over to get in the draw. All right, well, looks like we'll just have to wait and see. It doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. Does it say? Oh, it'll be drawn on the 9th. So, yeah, well, we'll find out. I'll find out after these 2 games, and you'll just have to find out when you come back next time. So we are in the quarterfinal, which is great. Like I say, it is a 2-legged affair. So when we come back, we will have both legs of that for the ACL quarterfinal. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this big bumper episode of the Hexagon Challenge, and I'll see you all for more very soon.